Mak Boki, so dia sendiri lah buat kerja dia sendiri.
Dia ibarat main solo squad lah. Bila di tengah tu memang tempat lahir dia. I go alone.
So memang kita kucak kacir, tapi itu strategi kita.
Itu kita orang dah atur kalau main kat bootcamp. Sebab kita orang selalu kat rank main solo squad dekat bootcamp. So itu strategi, buat kerja sendiri je kat bootcamp.
Dan kita orang ke grand final satu je. Confident.
Itu plan ke?
Itu kira plan juga. Kalau kau tak plan, kau confident, kau tak boleh main.
Kita orang akan gunakan strategi
Kucak kacir
3-4-1, kucak kacir, putar belik. Kalau orang kata putar belik tu, dia orang tahu lah. Kalau ayah kata putar belik, kita tahu macam mana.
Kita orang akan guna strategi di luar kotak.
Di luar kotak. Think out of box.
Think a lot of box.
Think a lot of box.
Think out of box. Serius ni?
Serius?
Untuk player yang baru belajar PUBG ni, saya rasa kena banyakkan kotak. Baru dapat belajar mistake dari mana. Sebab kau mati, kau akan tahu kenapa kau mati, sebab apa. So kau akan belajar benda baru. And jangan takut kena kecam dengan kawan. Abaikan toksik. Sebab benda-benda tu buat korang down. So tak payah kisah pasal toksik ke, kecam-kecam ke, biar je. Sebab apa yang korang nak buat, korang rasa betul tu buat je. Dan tengok, kalau betul-betul nak main kompetitif player, banyakkan tengok tournament luar negara, belajar rotation, form team.
Yes.
Tengok replay, dan itulah.
Yes.
Main solo squad.
Yes. Yes.
Dia cara nak survive lama, main solo squad tiap hari. Setiap hari 4 jam sehari ke.
Yes.
Contohilah kami solo squad.
Yes.
Pro klasik.
Yes.
Halangan kita selalu hadapi ialah masa kita rotate, dah sampai tempat tu, lepas tu circle tu shift. Dia circle tu buat scam lah. Dia selalu scam kita, dan dia ni suruh dia cari circle, dia pun yes. Tu cari circle, pergi cari circle mati. Yes. So itulah halangan kita yang selalu kita hadapi. Dan kebanyakan masa-masa kita turun tak ada kenderaan. Itu pun salah satu halangan. Loot tak cukup pun salah satu halangan. Tak ada score, tak ada heal, peluru pun miskin, itu pun halangan. Semua halangan. Tapi itulah, tak ada benda yang senang untuk kita buat masa sekarang. Sebab hidup semua not perfect. So kita kena cari.
Ada satu lagi.
Full of halangan.
Ada satu lagi. Tim yang paling kuat adalah tim yang daripada luar circle masuk ke dalam circle.
Iya. Itu kita kena ingat. So
circle bukanlah halangan, tapi yang halangannya circle. Betul tak?
Macam mana kita nak overcome problem tu?
Sembahyang.
Kita kena yang Muslim kena solat, yang Chinese kena pergi tokong sembahyang.
Supaya luck to earth.
Luck akan
Tak jadi halangan.
So tak adalah halangan.
No halangan.
Biar dipermudahkan segala urusan.
No halangan, no problem.
Jangan
halangan, no problem.
Jangan disebabkan kau nak dipermudahkan kau pergi solat ke apa, tapi kena sentiasa ikhlas. Sembahyang, solat semua ikhlas.
Harapan kita orang dapat ke global final.
World Championship of the Ship.
Sebab
orang akan pergi.
Sebab di World nanti ada lagi banyak top team yang kita akan jumpa. Salah satu ialah
Our Master
lah, RQ.
Yes.
Betul lah, RQ. So kita harap kita pergi sana, kita akan fight dengan dia orang. Sebab dia orang akan kalau kita fight dengan dia orang, kita akan belajar banyak benda daripada dia orang. Walaupun kita kalah, tapi kita tetap akan dapat belajar sesuatu. So tak salah kalau kita kalah. Tak salah pun kalau kita cuba. So itulah.
Yes.
Oh yes. Semua yes.
I know.
Yes.
That is right. Okay.
Hello guys, kami daripada Resurgence. Jangan lupa support kita orang dekat PMPL.
Yes.
Aku tak ingat tu dah cakap apa. Hello guys, kami daripada Resurgence. Jangan lupa support kita orang di PMPL.
Yes.
InsyaAllah kita orang akan ke global final.
Yes.
Resurgence.
Resurgence.
Usually it's Bapak RFG, ETR. Really these three, always bump into them. And yeah, it's a very tough fight every time.
Being in the top team, I don't think we are considered the top team yet. Maybe in Malaysia we are quite a strong team, but I don't think we are fully ready yet. We still have ways to go. How do I feel about us being in the top of Malaysia? I think we feel quite good, but I think we're just not that happy with our performance yet. Okay.
So why we think that Sanhok, the chicken dinner in Sanhok was the most memorable so far because it's a very, very tough map. It's very circle dependent, and from that game, the game that we won, it's just two of us left. It was me and Mark left. So yeah, it was like nearly impossible to win that game, but somehow we managed to do it with a lot of circle up. So that's why we think that it's the most memorable. So our plan for grand finals is pretty much the same as before we came to PMPL, which is to keep grinding us and hard work and persistence. I think one of the most useful tips in order to play competitively is to have a very strong mentality. Because sometimes mentality is all that matters. And I would say that shooting skills is important, but it comes later. Mentality comes first. So we do encounter a few problems during the draw this PMPL league, and one of the problems is probably communication issue, because we are not speaking in our mother tongue language. We all have to speak English. And yeah, sometimes it's too lengthy, and sometimes you just tend to just skip that line, skip that information out because it's just too lengthy, and that can affect quite a lot of stuff in the game. So that is one of the long existing problems that we've been trying to address. I think we are reaching that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are. So our expectation about PMPL is, of course, hopefully we can win. Hopefully we can win the league, hopefully we can win the country finals, so that we can proceed to the next stage, C finals, and hopefully we can win C finals, into the World League, and hopefully we can lift that trophy. That's simple. I think that's the goal for everyone, for every team. Hi guys, so we are Team Secret, coming to week 3. Do support us, and again, see you guys in PMPL Grand Finals. Bye. Bye.
We are back, and this is of course still the PUBG Mobile Professional League Malaysia Singapore 2020 Grand Finals, brought to you by PUBG Corporation, Tencent Games, as well as Lightspeed and Quantum Studios. You are still watching this on Facebook Gaming together with us for the next 3 days. Myself, Sir Cloud, and of course my beautiful Choo Choo.
Yours and truly. Wow, why not, right?
Wow.
But before that, stay indoors, guys. Do stay indoors and watch PMPL with us, because it's pointless for you to go outside all alone, because you cannot go more than one person to go out, you know. So just stay at home, indoors, stay safe, be with your family, watch PMPL with your family, and be sure to frequently wash your hand. Make sure you sanitize them after you wash, or even if you're too lazy to wash, be sure to sanitize them, and wear a mask if only you really need to go out. I'm talking about you're dying or you're not, you know, that kind of things that really necessary to go out. You don't want to end up somewhere else to watch this PMPL. And by the way, and we're gonna go into match 2 today, which gonna be, if you kind of resemble the colors, it's gonna be red. It's gonna be Erangel.
There you go, the El Clasico map after this. So we did see earlier in the scrim match, it was a solo squad, so well, okay, firstly it's a scrim match, secondly it's a solo squad, so you can't see any sort of pattern at all. So it's going to be interesting to see that are these teams going to go for their usual patterns in Erangel? Are we going to see like Team Secret going for Pachinki? Are we going to see Bapak Ah going for Milta Power? Questions.
Yeah, but I have to have a big question for that as well, because you know, there are some teams actually, they have to fight way back then for 24 teams. They have to fight each other for 24 teams there. It means they divide into group, which now we narrow down to only 16 teams. When it comes to the 16 teams, some of them are actually sharing the same compound. And what really matters for the first day is to mark your territory straight away. We're talking about be sure that nobody snatched that compound away, because the moment you have to change your first drop, it won't be as strong as how you used to be familiar with the one that you used to drop way back then. Speaking of which, first chicken dinner, Team Secret, who will get for the second? Will it be Yoodo Gank? Because they are actually one of the best teams when it comes to Erangel.
Oh yeah, true as well. So Yoodo Gank, if I'm not mistaken, they got the most chicken dinner in Erangel during the league, so it will be interesting to see how they cope out here. Now, of course, it is a different scenario because you will have new sort of, I would say new teams, but a new group of teams actually coming in. And Chiki, she just wants to see this match. She's like fans of like Erangel. It's her favorite map. She likes to come here.
I'm still confused about your cats. It's Chiki and Chichi and all the chi, and in a way I'm like, maybe a Tai Chi one day.
Yeah. Well, Tai Chi? Well, it's all Ki behind. Yeah, I only changed the front. It's like their family name, you know.
Okay, that's surprising,
Fun
but
fact.
I'm not gonna go down to that road anymore. But speaking of which, it comes to Erangel, one of the most balanced map, 50% of ratio between land and water itself, which chances are the circle might end up in a water ratio area. And then I've asked, like we had the interview before for BB, how do they actually read for the circle? How did they actually predict that circle to be, you know, right smack in the middle of it, and how they approach it? Apparently they didn't expect the circle to be favoring them. Maybe it's just their luck, or when it comes down to micro skills, they are actually the most versatile team there is. We're talking about every single player in Team Secret can play whatever role they want.
Well, he did mention Matoy, I believe, from the interview. So, well, I don't know. Kissing hands happening, I don't know. But Matoy is, as far as I don't think he is in Malaysia. Last I know, when he played the league, he is in Thailand though. So I don't expect with the current scenario that he actually fly into the gaming house in Malaysia. So I think he's in Thailand. So he's probably kissing his own hands there.
That sounds so wrong. Okay, or maybe, okay, that's kind of a bigger question or something more interesting here, because why? it just shows that even though they are far apart, they are actually having very good communication between themselves, which means that's the challenge for those actually having international player on their side. I'm talking about example here, Bigetron Hydra. I'm not sure where he's playing from. Is it from Indonesia or even from Malaysia at this point? But at the same time, Bigetron fallen off quite a huge downhill there. We're talking about number 15 straight off the bat for the first game in the grand finals.
Yeah, I'm not too sure as well. But then again, it wasn't a good start for Bigetron, as we can see there from the previous game. So, okay, so this is of course again redemption for a lot of these teams. A lot of these teams will be telling themselves, okay, it's the first game, guy. Okay, and it was a tough game as well because of the circle, because of the terrain. Now, at least like what Choo gave the fact that Erangel is going to be a 50-50 in terms of water land, and it's not too high of ground, balance of confidence for a lot of these teams.
I don't know, it's just me or Cloud is just being cut off there. Well, those actually having a long distance relationship, props up to you. Have all the respect from me because you guys have been quite a number of challenges to get that communication going, like how me and Cloud are trying to make things working out for you guys. But yeah, speaking of which, Cloud do actually pointed out that when it comes down to, like for example, mind games, having the nerves and the jitters to be shaken out, can they actually adapt quite fast here for Bigetron or even Lazaro, who got knocked out way sooner than the rest of the team there, than the other teams out there? That, when it comes to Grand Final, you only have 3 days. Fine, 3 days seems like a lot, but at the same time, every single match matters. We're talking about if you are catching out very late into the first day today, which means if you cannot catch up half day on the third game later on, you will be left behind quite far, which only 3 teams will actually qualify themselves into the further tournament, the Southeast Asia League later on. But also the first one will get themselves the privilege onto the number 1 slot, get themselves for the globals. So that's not much chances for the players or the teams there. Out of 16, 13 teams will be knocked out from the Southeast Asia League later on.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a tight race definitely, and as Choo said, you don't want to be left out. Even if we see from the league, right, the top 3 teams and then the 4th place, their score is very wide. It's like it's not possible to catch up towards the last week of the league. So you don't want to have a similar scenario happening in this game. But then again, I can say that based on the first game that we see, couple of teams that we don't anticipate them to challenge, they are actually challenging for it. For example, N.E.D Brotherhood, they've been getting the kills on the board, they've been getting not too bad of a position placement, and hence first page is their reward. So I think this will continue onwards. We will see a number of surprises here, challenges from teams that we don't expect. Maybe FV, maybe Axis, maybe EVOS VIP perhaps. So a lot of surprises in store.
Well, EVOS VIP are the ones that really need a lot of improvement and some adjustment at least to do, because they have been falling off the chart when it comes to second and third week way back then on the regular season. But now they are kind of repeating the same thing on the first day here for grand finals, which, speaking of, can the rest of VIP climbing up that ladder again? We're talking about no kills, only position points there. And one more thing, speaking of kill volume, N.E.D Brotherhood got himself the double digit straight out of the wagon here. We're talking about game 1 with 12 kills if I'm not mistaken, but at the same time they have to balance things out when it comes to positioning. But now we're gonna jump into the second map, which is gonna be red color represent Erangel. For you guys who need a little bit of catching up to do, again, Miramar won by none other than Team Secret.
And of course, again, this is the second official match here in the grand finals, Erangel. And we have not forgotten the featured players here, iShots, Manparang, Ainauki, as well as Luxy, heading the page right here. And look at this, iShots, 88 kills. Oh, all of them pretty similar, 80-ish kills. So all of this are good killers that we can see on screen.
These are actually the top contenders for this map this time, but we've known Yoodo are actually very well adaptive when it comes to Erangel map. Will they get that one chicken dinner this time, or it will be taken by other teams, or even Secret get themselves 2 chicken dinner in a row? We can have never that predictions going, you can go more wild than that for the underdogs and whatsoever, but the map itself is a little bit skewed toward the western side of it, and it's going to be from shooting range down to Sanhok. So I don't think Yoodo Gang having a problem to go down to Savani. Well, N.E.D Brotherhood and maybe Bigetron have to bump into each other when they are airborne to hover around the place that they will actually drop by later on.
Yep, my eyes are on Bapak Ah as well because they favor Milta power, but it's going to be quite a distance for them. They may drop somewhere in between, not too sure yet. They are still traveling though. And the circle, well, okay, it's a pretty similar circle like what we saw in the Scrim match as well. So, okay, it's a kind circle again. The circle god have been generally kind today. So, well, it's still a lot of games to go until I get happy with my circles.
And now we're looking at our King of Pachinki is untouchable for now. That boosts a lot of their morale for Team Secret for that first chicken dinner. But can they hold on to this compound? We're not sure. Rosehawk by none other than X6 MPX. Okay, X's. We have a lot to say about this team. They have been improving and growing exponentially for the final week during the regular season. So can they keep the momentum there? They had a bit of a rest there for a week, if I'm not mistaken. But, when it comes to grand finals, the pressure is a little bit more than usual.
Yes, we do see that even from game 1 as well. Appy making himself into one of the kill leaders for that game. So they are showing signs of challenging for this. So we need a couple more games just to form our opinion a little bit better. And of course, for those of you who missed the earlier game, you can see here on screen right now, Team Secret got the first chicken dinner in Miramar. Where have you been, ladies and gentlemen? Lots of action here happening in first game. So we expect that to continue throughout the day and throughout the next 3 days of this tournament as well. So make sure you guys be around. Don't want to miss anything.
That's kind of true. The moment you miss it will be forever gone. We're talking about grand finals here, no more repeats or whatsoever. But the circle is kind of interesting to watch. All lands here been touched by the circle, including the north and the south for a bit. So it's kind of unpredictable. If the circle will deceive the players, sometimes they just have to skew down there for no reason. We're talking about EVOS VIP hovering around school, but will they rotate going through Secret, which gonna hold Pachinki for now? But at the same time, looking at ESG right smack in the middle of, if I'm not mistaken, that's just around the corner of Gaka. And Milta Power already moving around Bapak Ah. Are they just starting to move around Milta Power there? Because it's kind of late for them. And apparently they will take options for the late rotation based on how the directions they are going. Resurgence will go around Prison or Mansion, while Avi got himself quite comfortable around Yasnaya Polyana.
It's interesting play from Bapak Ah. They are going for Milta Power though, and definitely that means that they're going to rotate late in the circle. It's a different strategy that we have seen in the league. Normally we do see them getting into the middle of the circle, at least like in week 1, week 2, where they were most successful at. So they sort of switch up their strategies right now. Probably it's just also to like, okay, because our kind of rotation is already predictable, so they want to do something different now. So they're doing the opposite, which is people may not expect them to do. Now, most teams, they are in the circle though, but as Chuchu said, it could go south. So anything could happen there. Maybe a last bridge fight there, which would be, I'll be happy with that.
It's still really vacant when it comes to coming out from the top or the northern side of the circle. There's not many teams going around there. It's always around, coming from the southern or even the east or west. Usually the west would be most occupied, but on Erangel, it's kind of on towards the eastern side more than the west here. But at the same time, we've seen this before in the league. Is it better to play inner circle or outer circle when it comes to very decent map, like 8 by 8 kilometers with 16 towns, and also very balanced ratio of water and land. Erangel, is it better to play inner or outer this one, Cloud?
It's a tough call, though. But I think that the theory is that if it's a bigger map where you have bigger land, bigger circle, it's better to play from the outside because you won't bump into each other as easy as compared to a smaller map like Sanhok, where if the circle happens, your left and right would likely be more visible. So my theory is that if it's a bigger map, bigger circle, play on the outside. If it's a smaller map, smaller circle, play on the inside.
Well, I gotta have to say it depends on how many teams inside of a circle at the same time, because you've seen it before. The ones that actually get gatekeep is not having fun. But if you have too many people already right smack in the middle of circle, you won't be surviving way too long, because we're talking about have to reset and replenish yourself, and then also taking after war, then another, keep on bumping into a team for the next couple of seconds. We're not talking about minutes here because it's always a third party around the corner. But Dingoz, this is one of the teams that always surprises us sometimes around Gatkar region, on the outskirts of it, probably hovering around outskirts of hospital as well. But they are actually right smack in the middle of a circle for now, almost close to the middle of a circle. But do they need to actually loot more or leave the position that they are at the moment?
They definitely need to loot more, I think, because of course this is the grand finals, though. You need to have as much utility as you can as you want to go towards the inner circle or fight towards the later part of the circle. And normally in this sort of map, towards the later part of the circle, it's hard to have anything, and it could possibly be an open map as well, basing on that large circle. But of course we know as the circle closes in, it's a tough call. But I think if I were the teams, I'll focus on looting a little bit more. What do you think, Chuchu?
Sometimes it's all down to luck, Sometimes you just happen to drop next to another team that you don't want to fight against. And at this point, it's hard to read the rotation from the other teams. You're talking about getting grand finals in their hands. That it's not the same as the league anymore, where everybody bring all their trump cards, bring all their best plays up here. Everybody actually step up their games, and probably some of them not even having the same drop points like they used to in the league there, and try to challenge all the teams and making a disturbance for them when they can peacefully just loot things out. So it's hard to say for now. We're gonna have to wait to see at the end of the day today to see who actually marked their territories right on top. But we heard a couple of taps here coming from Agae to No Recoil, who's hovering around that UAZ. If I'm not mistaken, this N.E.D Brotherhood just arrived.
And yes, that's N.E.D Brotherhood indeed. So Aga, being the scout here, he knows where N.E.D is. N.E.D is being a little bit more cautious now. Now there are a couple of shots onto their side. They just crossed the bridge onto the main island, so they need to be careful of any bridge camping. Not really a big bridge camp here by Aga, but then again, those couple of shots fire out does give a warning towards the side of N.E.D Brotherhood. We do see here Luxy. Looks like he's trying to find a different location for them to rotate. Now, the circle is going a little bit south here. Still a good amount of land, but that little bit of hope for water bridge fight is still there for me. I'm still crossing my fingers for some excitement.
That's what I said about this circle. Sometimes it's so unpredictable and deceiving at the same time, making it so hard for the players to actually understand how the pattern will be. Sometimes we're having a hard time to predict that one out too, because like I said before, it covers it touches all the lands that it can just now for the first circle, and it does look like kind of got caught in between, like smack in the middle. But at the same time, it's a tough call when that happens to be a scammer circle for most of the players out there.
Yeah, it could be as well. So, well, yeah, the circle is really something that's really, really hard to predict. But what we can sort of predict is that, okay, these teams are actually camping right here. Axis and PX, they do know that Team Secret just passed by them, but yet they still hold on to this compound for now. But looks like they may make a rotation because they do have full vehicles on their side. But now they're playing this again very cautiously. Everyone is still in the game. 64 alive, 16 teams intact. So no big moves yet.
Everybody playing it super cautious. We're talking about the great migration. It usually happens at the fourth phase or the fourth circle, where everybody will force themselves to squeeze and bump into each other. No matter how they try to run away, it will not be avoidable for them to actually see each other. But already start engagement here. EVOS VIP against Team No Recoil across that map. Kind of a bold move coming from the EVOS VIP engagement there.
Yep, and we do see here, looks like EVOS VIP, they still have 3 team members in one car. And well, we do know what happens if you have a lot of team members in a single vehicle. Hashtag qualifiers. But okay, hope that doesn't happen to EVOS VIP. I'm sure they're trying to get another vehicle. But oh, there you go. Choo Choo almost got excited there with that car flip. But no, not a total flip there. Just a little bit, just a little bit.
Oh, that's really close. You don't want to flip right in front who's actually just trying to get that crosshair on you, knocking yourself down. So that's actually an extra lucky kill if they manage to get that one. That car flip really matters. We're not even playing in Miramar, so Erangel terrain is not that hard when it comes to taking a ride or a cruise on that cause. But back to Team Secret here, they got themselves one chicken dinner. Are they trying to get one more here? Yuhai happens to actually go in with BBU to tunneling them down on XPERT MY, who got knocked into a tree.
And now looks like Team Secret, they do know someone is across them. XPERT MY, looks like they will flee this. No, they're not going to take those early fights. But EVOS VIP, they just crossed by them. EVOS VIP, of course, not going to make any engagement. Blueview just having sight, trying to get sight on other teams there. But okay, eye shots with the long range shot. Okay, good thing. They still, okay, no car explosion. It's going to be really difficult if any explosion happened there, because, well, it's out in the open. Everyone will be alerted, so you don't want to have that happen. Now the taps on from the side of Team Secret. Looks like they know someone is do know. Oh, okay. And now the circle looks like it will be 100% land there. And there goes my hopes and dreams for a bridge or any water fight.
Dream on, bro. That's not gonna happen. I don't want to trust circle to end up everybody swimming as swimming ducks, waiting to be fished out by the teams there. But it's still an interesting circle to work with. Right out the outskirts of Gatka still. Team Secret already tried to pop that smoke. They get themselves a little bit of cover to revive their teammates. BB already down as one of the anchors of the team, and the support, he needs to be revived back up because they know they need their firepower no matter how many teams they're fighting against. EVOS VIP actually holding to that compound for themselves. They kind of get the idea there's whole full squad of Team Secret right across there, but there's also another team, if I'm not mistaken, just behind them. They cannot be, too focused on just Team Secret for EVOS VIP, and also vice versa, because ESG will try to take the opportunity as a third party carry on.
Oh yeah, we have seen that amount of third party happening throughout the league, so it's going to be tricky if anyone's actually overlooking you. And now Bapak Ah looks like they will relocate themselves into somewhere in an open field right here. They do only have this one small structure here, which you don't want to stay here for too long, but then again, they could be in the middle of the circle. Now Bapak Ah trying to sense out if anyone is close by. And yes, we do see on the middle in the mini map that there are 2 teams and they are smack in the middle, a sandwich situation here, but still far enough apart. So okay, everyone's still okay for now, but the circle is closing, and so some migration will start to happen from these teams.
Oh, there you go. Already pre-fires at that, but will they connect that shots out? Fredo kind of far apart from the rest of the team here. They kind of try to figure things out for Mamparang and Jumpo, and also Drex how to reach out to Fredo. At the same time, they can go for command and conquer and divide their positioning, going around the corners for none other than Team FFV, Unbeatable for across that map. We're talking of which, you guys talk about how FV when it comes to CQC the day before, right, Cloud?
Yeah, FV when it comes to CQC, well, they've been a little bit of a struggle, I think. Of course, with their new lineup, they've been better, but well, now we are against Yoodo Gank, who is also very strong when it comes to CQC. So it will be interesting to see. And Yoodo Gank, one thing that they're good at doing is that they're good at opening up flanks as well. So if you are all stuck, like what we can see here on the minimap, all four of them in one structure, if Yoodo Gank just like go for the flank, they could be struck in that one little circle and it will be easy for people like Fredo to just throw grenades in and flush them out.
And now Dingoz. That's a vast field of emptiness there in between them for team, none other than XPERT MY. Just across there. At the same time, XPERT MY got themselves that loot just right in front of them for the airdrop. Happens to be favoring them, but they cannot get that loot. It's so risky. We're talking about open field here. Every angle can be aimed down to XPERT MY, but N.E.D Brotherhood coming out now, marching into the circle. Everybody try to get themselves into the 4th place. We're talking about still 16 teams intact, while everybody are forced to sharing the same small circle right smack in the middle of open field, just at Gatka region.
Bapak Ah as well, they are in the open field though. They do have 2 team members on this one vehicle. The same goes for the other vehicle. So they only have 2 vehicles, but they are moving just small steps by small steps here, we can see here. But look at this ESG. They have Geek Fam to deal with. On one side, Pomburu tried to help his friend there, but Bravo looks like he'll be sent back to the lobby. But Drax with a kill still from another angle there. Beautiful play by Drax, getting a 1 point for his team. 4-2-0. Looks like trying to find a good angle there, but the smokes just ain't helping.
And now we're hovering around. Geek Fam trying to fight against there's Dingoz, ASG, lots of other fighting against each other, and also Geek Fam. None of them are actually inside of the circle. We talked about this before. You don't want to overstay yourself way too much when actually trying to engage in the fight. Every teams are being forced to get themselves into that circle, and that just make them really desperate to get right smack in the middle, which XPERT in MY already taking that compound so far.
Yep, and now move. Oh, looks like 4-2-0. He's in trouble now. Damroot will need to save him. But then again, looks like they are in between multiple teams here. Not a good position for Geek Fam to be in. Fredo is just across them. QB has eyes on Fredo, but Fredo has a little bit of a cover that the smokes will continue to back up Fredo, and QB will have his energy drink because they need to get ready. This is where everything will get hot.
This is beyond hot. This is just burning hell for most of the players. Look at that. That N.E.D really clipped a lot of eye shots just now. Half HP gone. He's trying to loot himself, but at the same time got punished for it. We're talking about so many teams in between. Yoodo Jumper happened to be stuck in between Team Secret and Geek QB there. Lots of other will want a bit of that pie too. They want to join in the party and join in the fray, hovering around on the west side of the rims of the circle. We're talking about 4 to 5 teams there trying to squeeze themselves, pincering each other to get at the middle of it.
Oh man, it is still 16 teams, and Jumper is the only one left for Yoodo Gank. And now moving over to Team No Recoil, they have Bigetron to deal with these 2 teams. They are really strong when it comes to close quarters combat, but Bigetron looks like they've been pinned down inside the warehouse. Sinbi trying to flush it out. Oh, check this out. A grenade from Hydra onto himself. Not sure what happened there, but Sinbi trying to find a good angle, and now Insomnia's managed to knock out Rocky, and now Stewart has taken out Zali, and now it's falling apart for Bigetron, and looks like they are losing this fight right now against Team No Recoil. Not looking good for them. Hydra have been taken out by Stewart 9K, and Stewart 9K, they are now in the warehouse. They have taken over this compound. Boyka seems to have survived that onslaught.
But at the same time, the circle favors nobody than Bapak Ah, who happens to be inside. We just see how the circle shifted suddenly just now. But at the same time, FV is playing and tanking too much into the blue. Boyka, like you said, the only person left for the team. There's a lot of responsibility coming out from the coach and also the captain for the team here. How he actually get out from this really open field. There's not much cover to play with. There's not much even trees or stones in between, while Yoodo Jumper hovering around QB, who's running already, trying to move himself into that safe zone.
Oh, Jumper will set up everything for now. Just going for positioning. And looks like we are now down to 15 teams. One team have bowed out there. And now N.E.D Brotherhood has eyes on Bapak again. BP double Atai 10k. Looks like he's been knocked down from another angle there. Beautiful play by Trix Niti, actually taking out Atai 10k. And now he needs help from his teammates. Not gonna be easy for them because the crosshairs are on their side. And now moving on to the Dingoz, they do have visitors. Last survivor Ziggs is coming into the circle and is close by with San. San probably knows that, and now he's prepping up the grenade. Will toss it out onto the side of Ziggs, but will it connect? It's gonna be trickier because Ziggs is behind the building.
They have visitors. It's kind of unwanted, uninvited at this point. Look at that, already spraying over. And we have Dingoz San on M416 at the same time. Maisel hovering around the side. Resurgence Voki trying to take down Team No Recoil right in front. Bapak Ah managed to get that one out. They are trying to steal the kill amongst each other here. And Team No Recoil really having a tough spot. Who happens to be the center of the focus of everybody else, while EVOS taking down on Team Secret XPERT MY going for Geek QB. Resurgence Y2K making a move. They are hovering around Tara at the same time. But again, the rest of Team No Recoil can take a little bit of breather for the moment. But EVOS landed those nades on Team Secret. What just happened to them?
Oh yeah, what just happened to the Team Secret? Looks like it's an early. It could be an early bow out for Team Secret in this map, unfortunately. And now, just looking over at Resurgence, they do have the circle on their favor for now, but it is a very open position that they are at. Not much they can do for now, but look at this. Oh, that long shot by Trixity again, dropping out one team member, Team No Recoil. Insomnus now looks like he's been knocked out as well, and the captain will need to come and save them. Team No Recoil, they can't advance further for now.
Oh, look at that circle. XPERT MY is holding it again. The rest of the team will force themselves to fight each other out first before they can advance into the Dingoz managed to take down on Tara Wankorn just now. And Exist is also uncontested to get that circle. Same goes for EVOS VIP, while the rest of them have to go against a big wrestling match. We're talking about exchanges and expiring bullets all over the place. Iron Pro spraying out on Dingoz. It's a beautiful spray, but it's just kind of hard to wipe everybody out at this point. Resurgence try to reposition themselves while Tara have to revive one of their team members. Dingoz still managed to give a lot of firepower while the rest of the team are going at it just at the outside of the circle. The ones that are already inside will gatekeep them, making sure they will deny their entrance there.
Yes, denying the entrance now will be the strategy of these couple of teams, but looks like Resurgence, they are not in a good position. Insomnus managed to get that knocked out of one, and now Resurgence are having a tough time trying to get into the circle. So now it's not going to be easy for them. Team No Recoil though, they still have 4 team members in that, although they got a couple of knocks earlier on, but they are in the circle somehow. Oh my goodness, how more open can the circle be? A still one! Looks like the close quarters combat. He managed to get knocked out, but then again, he still survived. His good backup from his teammates. They will continue on with the revive.
But jumping over there, we're gonna have only 6 teams left. Dingoz having all 4 men well and alive. What I expect, and when the Microuse managed to take down on Team No Recoil, Simbi returned that favor. At the same time, Lot is also down. Dingoz getting so many kills on that side, multiple kills, and multiple teams will be falling onto their hands. The EVOS, on the other hand, don't have that much vegetation to work with, except for the couple of crates that's right in front of them. And this is the land that you don't want to be in for EVOS back. It's so hard to play, only haystacks there for them to cover with. We're down to top 5, 16 alive. EVOS, where we managed to get down on Axis. MP is down. Couple of teams from Dingoz will try to get that kill as well. They're going for Team No Recoil there, while Axis 2 occupied to fight against EVOS. We're looking at one more team who happens to be Yoodo Gank, slowly creeping in silently from the side.
Oh man, this terrain is just so tough. It doesn't favor anyone at all. It's just so tricky. They are all in the circle though, but as the circle closes in, as we see the next circle, it's definitely going to be really tough. The terrain is just not good. Razor is trying to spray a couple of shots there. Does connect a little bit on the side of Dingoz, but no big knock yet. Kuza is being sent back to the lobby. Unfortunately, he will guide his team through another view angle.
Well, EVOS actually come back from the dead. We're talking about EVOS, who is desperate and struggling when it comes to making the team work. But Jumper, he is being very patient. He wants to stand down for the fights for now. He's really lack in terms of manpower, firing power, and look at all the other teams. They have at least 3 to 4 people there. Same goes for EVOS VIP. Apparently, they are really down to only one man here. Jumper trying to play the N.E.D game with really low utility wise. The rest of the things that he have to suffer, he even dropped his inventory back, making sure that he's not been discovered by the rest of the team who is battling themselves out to get that spot. But EVOS VIP still have a lot of people on this side. Sorry for that, but apparently the only one have to fight solo is none other than Jumper. Have to stay solo all the way.
Not looking good for Jumper though, so he is taking out all the fights now. Nuck is just spraying everywhere because this week, oh, but he also has Achilles suit, but I'm not sure how good Achilles suit would be at this sort of terrain. It's gonna be a little bit tough to tell. But Ikuda looks like, oh, the short range kill there by Stewart, taking out Ikuda there. That is beautiful play indeed by Stewart. And now Axis and PX, they need to play on without Ikuda. Ikuda is knocked down, though Chick will need to heal up himself. Nuck is still hanging on to this area. They are in the circle though.
Oh, Nuck already ate himself some energy drink, but at the same time, how he want to advance with this fight is another bigger question. We're talking about really open field there because there's not much to work on except for some couple of vegetation for most of the team. But the circle is closing in really small and now slowly creeping in with a gill suit. It really helps him to blend with the ground so far. But EVOS, we're looking at Yoodo still holding on to that last few phases of circle. Dingoz kind of clump up in between there. We have to wait and see, will they take up the opportunity for Jumper, the only man survive.
Oh, but will that be for long? Because now he's taking a couple of shots there. Half life, and now a little bit more, 20%, but then he will be taken now by the side of Kratos from Dingoz. And now Kratos, now top 2 teams together with EVOS VIP, who will be the next chicken dinner winner. Revive does go out for the side of Kratos. They need to heal up. They need to reset themselves quickly because EVOS VIP is closing in for the first AK will be popped out. Jazz will need to try to find a good angle there. EVOS VIP, they do have 3 team members and they are okay in terms of their health. And now they need to slowly move on, try to find a good angle. It's not going to be easy with all this vegetation, but they will advance.
Yeah, but it's down to 3v4 here. We're talking about EVOS VIP having 3 members on the side of Dingo, still have 4 men. They have advantage, but at the same time, it's a very big open field that they're trying to totonate. Raining off, showering the bullets has happened, and that's even more tough in between, but now it's against the odd now. EVOS VIP is so close to get that chicken dinner, but it's not working out well. Dingo's getting that chicken dinner for today. It's gonna be Erangel with a taste of Dingoz on that side. That's a really good teamwork coming up from Dingoz MZ, getting themselves at that number 1. Never feel better, but EVOS VIP worked themselves quite a lot here, making sure they got themselves at top 2.
Oh man, the Dingoz getting their chicken dinner, and they kind of reason from the day. They were like last place somewhere down there from the previous game, and now getting that chicken dinner. Oh my goodness, this will shoot them up a lot in the standings, probably bring them to page 1 even. Congratulations to the Dingoz. That was a good last fight there. It was 3 versus 3. It was equal all around, but they had the patience to try and find out where EVOS VIP is. So great play there by the Dingoz.
And one more thing, I noticed XPERT MY, they always had the circle since the start there because they were just playing on the outskirts of Kaka as well. But apparently they kind of, it's hard for them to move. The moment you are actually in the center of the circle, you have to move a bit, not being too center, just play around it because they're not moving too much and they got caught in so many teams in between, including that, well, one of it is EVOS VIP, but the thing is EVOS VIP, they needed this. They needed this push when it comes to the overall standings there, because why they've fallen off the crease where they are actually starting off as the bottom two, and they were cool for the last game, but this time they are really hard and get themselves a top two. So it's still number two, but is it bottom or top this time?
Yeah, I do agree with that. EVOS VIP throughout the last week of the league haven't been so good, but getting this second place on it's just the second game of this grand final. Getting second place, I would say it's a really good, significant improvement for them. So hopefully they can keep that up. They do have strong players. Although without Kuza, look at this. Although without Kuza, they were playing with 3 team members for a long time, but yet getting second place, it's really commendable for EVOS VIP.
But at the same time, you have to give props to Dingoz, making all 4 men to the final circle, up to top 2 there. That's a solid teamwork we're talking about. It's not easy to have all 4 men alive till the end, but then Yoodo Jumper, he hold that one solo a long time, the longest there is.
Oh yeah, Jumper. Yeah, it was a bit unfortunate that he had to lose his teammates early on, right? So he had to play it really long, but actually he held on quite long. It was a bit, yeah, it was also unfortunate that at the later stages of that game there, we did see that EVOS VIP found where he is and taking it out. Other than that, he actually played really well. He was just silent. It was almost like a pin drop. You can hear a pin drop at where he was.
Yep, he didn't even try to flinch that much because it will make a sound or it will make a movement, that footsteps on the map. But at the same time, the blue were actually killing him kind of a lot. The blue was really painful up to the point he was forced to get out from it, but it's really not his game. It's so hard to play one man going against the teams that have 4 and 3 people all the way. You're the solo person, but you can be a little bit of nuisance on the side. Tossing that nades over and over again can actually help to get a couple of kills, but I don't think it can even be a kill there, because unless if there's another team finish that team at the same time, then maybe it works in your favor. But speaking of which, that was a really good game and a pretty decent circle. Very tricky to play with. For one point, we thought it's gonna be Gak all the way, but they keep on switching.
Yeah, it was really tricky circle, especially how it was at the open area, right? So, yep, but really, these teams that actually made it to that part of the game really beaten the odds to go against like what the circle could offer them, and still came out very well. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, we are on to the highlights.
In case you guys missed, where have you been? It's a PMPL final. We're talking about grand finals here. You don't want to even miss even one game, but Geek Fam, that UAZ is really burning out. It's almost exploded. They were forced to drop in between so many teams there who happens to be a wall zone, and it's not great being them, but Team No Recoil trying to get aggressive this time around. Same goes for N.E.D, but they got out quite early on. Being too aggressive is sometimes not being great, because you cannot ask too much of something sometimes. But Team No Recoil, that's a long shot coming out from the other side of the map.
Yeah, it's almost not visible that we can see here. It's a really long shot there. And now Resurgence as well, they had a good position at first, but then again, when teams start to get together, they start to feel that pin down. And of course, being in an open area towards the later parts of the circle is just not helping them at all. And now Team No Recoil, they sort of made a desperate move into this, but look at this. Still, he wasn't expecting that. And well, but he had his teammates to cover him, so that was pretty okay. So finally they get into the circle, but it was quite like I would say like a desperate move to get into the circle. It's just like, just go for it.
But yeah, sometimes you cornered a person, they will actually rise up and fight against you, and that's where they perform their best, which he was actually trying to hold that circle quite long enough, but Dingoz just had more men. It's so hard to see somebody else not using, Micro Uzi winning that game, but that AUG really helps a lot. They got themselves that even ghillie suit really perfectly blended well with the ground. We're talking about them having that advantage with that camouflage on the side of Dingoz. It's so hard to land the shots on them.
Yeah, it's definitely so hard. Plus the vegetation here is tall, so it's really good for them to just prone and try to find the right angle. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. It is numbers against numbers. At the end of the day, they got that chicken dinner. So congratulations again to the Dingoz for getting your first chicken dinner in the grand finals. And look at this, the Dingoz, they are heading the charts with 22 kills, 43 points, Axis MPX 12 kills, 34 points, Team No Recoil 16 kills, 33 points, Team Secret 12 kills, 33 points, EVOS VIP 7 kills, 22 points, Yoodo Gank with 5 kills, 21 points, N.E.D Brotherhood 12 kills, 18 points, XPERT MY with 4 kills, 16 points.
That kind of make me question a lot. N.E.D Brother didn't manage to get any kill from that last game just now, because it's kind of the same 12 kills we talked about from the previous game. But which Dingoz, this time they are showing a lot of fang, a lot of fearsome movement coming up from them, because why they are actually getting the most kill and even get that chicken dinner. They like to surprise us for Dingoz MZ. Sometimes they're hot, sometimes they're cold, but they are definitely hot for this round.
Yeah, they are super hot right here. And moving on to page 2, we have Resurgence with 5 kills, 13 points, Tara Proyecto X 2 kills, 12 points, ESG Gaming 3 kills, 11 points, Bigetron AROV 5 kills, 8 points, Bapak Ah Esports 3 kills, 7 points, FV Unbeatable 2 kills, 4 points, Last Survivor 2 kills, 4 points, Geek Fam with 1 kill and 4 points.
And at the same time, Papa slowly climbing up the ladder without any kills so far. But yep, they got 3 kills. I think that's like a difference of 1 or 2 kills from the last game, but it's not gonna be enough. What happened to their performance, or are they not actually warm up yet? We're talking about Papa always late when it comes to joining in the party for the rest of the bigger Titans teams, including Bigetron AROV, fallen off quite a number of stairs. While Tara Proyecto X has a lot catching up for the sibling teams out there, Geek Fam, apparently they are not doing well. Same goes for Yoodo Gank, but we're gonna overall match 2 stats here right now. Cloud to take it away.
And of course, taking it, the top spot, still at 9k with 8 kills. Same goes with Measle. In fact, they are tied on with 2nd place. Appy with 6th place, still hanging out for his team, Axis and PX. The Dingoz Nut with 6 kills as well as U High with 6 kills. So, Team Secret fans, if you're wondering where your Miracle Boy is gone, he's back on the charts.
He just have to squeeze himself the last minute. That's just typical U High for you. But that total kills 56 headshots, quite a decent number of headshots. There are 20 headshots, but we've seen more than that before, and that distance is fair enough. We've seen further than that.
Come on, Chuchu's not easily impressed. So
We've
guys,
seen
so now you know
500
now.
over. We've seen 500 over for that distance. So that's just like meh, average, you know.
Okay, there you go. So Chuchu doesn't settle for average, guys. By the way,
I don't go for
just
average.
just say. Okay, but of course, oh my god, the Dingoz, they were last, right? One game they overtook to 1st place. That's like probably arguably one of the biggest jumps that we have seen throughout this entire tournament. It's a big turnaround for the Dingoz, and considering they didn't do so well in the last week of the league, for them to like rise, it almost feels like a rise up from the dead, and this is just game 2, right, for the Dingoz. Great play by them.
But that's the thing. Some teams we know, even though they don't get themselves chicken dinner, they can maintain their consistency and persistently get themselves at top 5 at least. The thing about Dingoz, sometimes they get chicken dinner for this round. The next round, they will just get themselves at the bottom 16. So I do hope they don't actually get to that point, but maybe they are actually more prepared now when it comes to grand final and improvise a lot. We're talking about the teams back then, they won in the league for that 3 weeks tournament. It's totally different from the one that they're having a 3 days grand finals today, which is the first day. So maybe they are gonna approach some things, or even the map and the circle, in a different angle or even different direction this time.
Yeah, whatever direction that they found in Erangel, that is it. But of course, again, first time we see them play in the grand finals in these 2 maps. The 3rd map will be different, so it will be a different challenge. So we need to see how consistent can this team see. Again, the key word here is consistency for all these teams. Yes, you can get chicken dinner in your first couple of games, but can you maintain that throughout these 3 days, which will be, this is a sprint. It's no longer a marathon, it's a sprint.
Yep, it's sprint all the way. The marathon was way back then. It's a history because everybody starting off with a clean slate. We're talking about booking themselves again at the #1 spot. The #1 spot is not because of the cash itself only. They are more motivated. If I personally, I'm more motivated to get myself into globals later on.
Yeah, definitely the globals will be a big motivation. So money, of course, again, it's important, but that's secondary, right? When it comes to this thing, that's secondary, because of course if you manage to get yourself to the next stage of the tournament, you not only get exposure, you also get more money from the next level of tournament, right? So it's like a multiplier there.
Well, there you go. When it comes to cash, Cloud is really happy about it. He's really good when it comes to doing business. So mind you guys out there, if you guys want to ask a little bit of perspective when it comes to money, you can ask away from Cloud. But before that, we're going to head on to the interview. How did Dingoz win that match? What are the preparations? Who are they looking out for? And how actually they get themselves that glorious win with 4 men alive till the last minute. We have a lot of things that come out for you guys, so stay tuned. Don't go anywhere yet. We're going to walk to the interview. Hello, Assalamualaikum, and Hasan, nak bahasa Melayu ke English?
Bahasa Melayu.
Okay, bahasa Melayu Okay, so saya akan translate sikit. How do you guys prepare for yourself this grand finals? Macam mana korang prepare korang dalam untuk tangani grand finals?
Preparation kita orang adalah kita orang boost kita orang punya confidence dengan main Scrim lah setiap malam. So itu preparation paling penting lah untuk kita orang.
Okay, so mesti malam must be at night.
Malam, petang tidur.
So they're sleeping. They are actually elves, really good elves and even Batman. But before that, I need to ask one more. How does it feel to actually get yourself a chicken dinner in the grand finals, and which team do you actually look up most? Macam mana rasa dia korang dapat chicken dekat grand final ni, and team mana yang korang betul-betul macam bagi respect ni gila and rasa paling bahaya?
Team paling bahaya bagi kita orang adalah team Secret. Cara kita orang dapat chicken dinner tadi tu simple, just follow lead Marcel, follow leader, and then communication tu paling penting lah tadi tu. Sebenarnya beritahu enemy dekat mana, lepas tu tengok. So that's the first thing lah untuk dapatkan chicken dinner, communication.
So there you go, communication is the key. But at the same time, I have to ask one more question here. Do you see yourself as the top 3 representing Malaysia for later on? I'm talking about big league out there. Korang rasa korang dah sedia untuk nampakkan diri korang as top 3 ataupun nombor 1 sekalipun untuk wakil Malaysia di luar sana? Rasa dah sedia ke belum?
Rasanya persiapan yang kami buat tu dah cukup, iaitu training, Scrim. So sekarang ni terletak kepada rezeki kami. InsyaAllah kami akan try yang terbaik untuk mendapatkan top 3 ataupun top 1.
There's a lot of insight coming out from Dingoz. Last but not least, do you have any shout out for your supporters out there, even your parents or your family who's been watching you all the way? Korang ada nak sampaikan ucapan apa untuk orang yang tersayang, orang yang sokong korang selama ni sepanjang MCO dan tak boleh keluar rumah ni?
So untuk Dingoz Army, Dingoz fan nak ucapkan terima kasih sebab support kami. Lepas tu saya tahu sekarang ni ayah saya sedang tengok, mak saya pun sedang tengok kat bawah. So thank you so much sebab support San daripada awal lagi sampai ke tahap macam ni. Thank you so much. Adik-adik sekalipun dekat bawah rumah, dia pun tengah tengok kat bawah. Thank you so much. Kawan-kawan dan family.
There you go, a lot of love coming from
Thank you so much.
Dingoz MZ and San. And surprisingly, the parents are actually watching from downstairs. Terima kasih Dingoz for the interview. See you for the next game.
Thank you.
I think it's kind of cute, honestly, because you're playing upstairs, but your family watching downstairs.
I know, right? It's like, okay, but that's also like, family just, okay, let's just not disturb him. He has full concentration, do his best. We'll just watch downstairs.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Good
It's like
support from the family.
putting a sign on your door. It's like, do not disturb, no entrance or whatsoever. That's like literally a solitude for the players out there. So some of them actually in a gaming house, some of them actually with their family, which makes it harder for them when there's like, you know, delay of communication sometimes.
But it could also be like, okay, because you're close to your family, you get that moral support that you can get. I can imagine now he's put down his headphones, he's going downstairs and his family is like, woohoo, woohoo, you know, it's like, it's such a great feeling. It gives you that motivation. Okay, I want to do this more also for my family. It's just, it just brings a tear to my eye just thinking about that.
Okay, and not just that. Imagine you're playing the game, right? And then you're fighting a fight, and then suddenly your mom's like, have you had your lunch or dinner yet? It's like, at the same time, just spoon feed you from this side. That's really interesting. But do you need any water? I would want to be that player. But before that, want to go into the break because we have Game 3 going on for the Grand Finals Day 1. See you guys after that.
Halo, saya Naoki dari tim Geek Fam.
Hello, nama saya Irman Parang daripada tim Yoodo Gank.
Saya Boyka daripada Bigetron AROV.
大家好，我是 Team No Recoil 的 N.E.D.
Hello, I'm Kuza from VIP Squad.
Saya Han X daripada Team Bosco.
Ya, saya N.E.D Muhammad.
Hi guys, I'm Chuchu Gaming.
Hello guys, saya Secret Go.
Hi, saya J Hunter.
Hey guys, I hope you guys are enjoying the PMPL. My name's Contra and I am the caster as well as the operations manager for Resurgence. So as you all know that there is a virus spreading around which is the COVID-19. So here are some tips to stay safe during this critical moment.
So langkah yang pertama, korang kena basuh tangan selama 20 saat menggunakan air dan sabun.
Langkah kedua adalah menggunakan hand sanitizer bila anda tidak dapat membasuh tangan.
若没能洗手，可以使用含有酒精成分的消毒剂来洗手。
Nombor 3, elakkan memegang mata, hidung dan mulut korang ketika tangan korang kotor.
Jika batuk dan bersin, tutup mulut dan hidung menggunakan tisu.
Pakai mask jika anda pergi keluar ataupun anda pergi ke tempat yang ramai orang. Jika anda tidak pakai, sememangnya sangat-sangat berbahaya.
Avoid crowded areas and taking public transportation.
Okey, tips dia adalah korang kena minum air, kerap minum air dan makan vitamin dan bersenam setiap hari untuk menguatkan stamina badan.
Jikalau anda pada batuk ataupun bersin, jangan lupa untuk tutup bahagian hidung dan mulut anda supaya orang lain tidak mendapatkan virus tersebut.
Jika anda mengalami demam atau apa-apa kesakitan atau apa-apa jenis kelemahan, pastikan anda berjumpa dengan doktor dengan segera ataupun pakar perubatan. Bermula dengan saya dan juga korang, kita perlu bekerjasama untuk mengelakkan dan menghapuskan virus corona ini ataupun dikenali sebagai COVID-19.
Hello, nama saya Boyka atau lebih dikenali sebagai Khairul Nazri bin Masli. In-game name saya Boyka tu datangnya daripada, ada orang panggil saya Boy, and saya berasal dari Kajang, so jadi Boy Kajang. So dipendekkan jadi Boyka, atau tak kadang-kadang Boy Kacak. Saya kalau dekat luar agak lebih senang bergaul lah dengan orang. Kalau dalam game saya lebih tegas, mestilah kena tegas kan. Kita nak yang terbaik untuk tim kita, so agak tegas lah. main PUBG dah agak setahun lebih lah. Daripada season 3 tak silap saya berhijrah daripada game lain. Sebab game tu dah terlampau banyak hacker, saya tak tahan, so saya pindah ke sini. Dan saya pindah ke game ni, game PUBG. Itulah mulanya rezeki yang korang nampak. Saya nak ucapkan terima kasih dekat keluarga, peminat dan juga semua yang support dan faham jalan cerita saya sepanjang kerjaya saya dekat PUBG ni. Terima kasih sebab tak pernah putus berikan harapan.
博伊嘎是我目前遇到是一个很好的教练，也是我目前遇到最好的队长。因为我在这个团队里面是脾气比较不好的，然后他会总是教我怎样不要给队友那么多的压力，去带动，就是尽量去带动队伍。他会就是不只是在游戏上会给予我们一些就是责任啊。 他在我们现实生活当中，他会教会我们很多人生道理。对我而言，如果这个队伍没有维嘎的话，就不能继续走下去啊，因为他是这个队伍的核心，也是一个很好的教练，就很像我们的第二个爸爸那样。
哇，你说什么？因为我不明白咩？我也是会讲华语，谢谢你。
Personally Boyka dari in-game saya nampak dia banyak guide kami lah. Seperti masuk circle, strategi dalam game. Dari segi luar game pula, dia nampak dia banyak tolong dari segi mental kami. Kalau kami down, koyak ke, bergaduh, dia tolong lah. Kalau leader dengan tim, kami sebagai player mesti ikut in-game leader lah. Apa yang patut dibuat, kalau rasa itu betul, boleh bantu untuk tim buat. Ada sedikit kekurangan lah dalam tim sebab kehilangan in-game leader. Kami jadi kasir.
Personality Boyka, dia orangnya dewasa. Dia mengarahkan anak-anak buat mikir lebih ke depan lah. Boyka kerjasama dengan tim, dia bagus, komunikasinya lancar, mudah dimengerti sama anak-anak juga. Kalau nggak ada Boyka, biasanya saya yang handle buat anak-anak karena saya kadang jadi game leader juga.
Boy bagi kerjasama dalam tim mestilah banyak memberi sokongan latihan yang cukup lah, seperti latihan mental, latihan teamwork semua. Dia memang sebab kita ni macam dalam tim kebanyakan muda lagi. Boy ni dia dah berumur, like dah tua. So dia macam ayah lah kepada tim. Personality dia sebagai macam ayah lah. Sebab kalau kita orang tak ada makanan, dia belikan makanan macam setiap pagi setiap dah tengah hari tu dia akan berikan makanan. And then kalau petang tu dia buat aktiviti. Kalau dekat tempat lama kita ada kolam. Petang-petang kita orang buat aktiviti kat kolam, berenang semua. Macam family lah. Kita orang bukan setakat dalam game je rapat, luar pun rapat juga. Kalau tak ada Boyka dalam tim, saya rasa agak susah lah. Sebab kita orang ni lemah dalam fizikal, mental lah. Banyaknya lemah. Lagipun Boyka dah ada pengalaman banyak, experience dalam tournament-tournament. Dia yang kira paling otai lah. Dah lama juga dia main dalam tournament ni. Tu yang susah. Memang dia kena ada, and dia kena ada kawal game. Kalau dia ada dalam game tu, dia macam kawal game lah, lead game.
Senang cerita, kita orang panggil dia Pakcik Green. Ya, orang tu dia paling tua dalam tim, tapi dia terlebih tua 10 tahun.
Okay, kita orang daripada FB Unbeatable. So, saya sendiri adalah captain team, nama Grim. So, yang ujung sana, saya Afat. Yang ini,
Akido.
Dan ini,
saya Slip.
Team ni terjadi lepas saya line up lama saya semua retire. So lepas tu saya akan jumpa dengan Sleep, dan Sleep akan kenalkan lagi dua line up yang lama, yang ini, Akido dan juga Afan. Okey, sebabnya saya nampak diorang ni ada kelebihan yang istimewa. Yang lain daripada yang lain.
Macam mana istimewa?
Okey, istimewa dia sebab diorang bertiga dah main lama, dah serasi. Diorang cuma perlukan seorang kapten dan saya adalah seorang kapten tu. Dan kami akan cuba buat performa yang terbaik lah untuk beat tim lain.
By the time untuk sampai PMPL ni, kita kena prepare secara mental. When Scrim, game by game, kalau ada yang macam mental down, but I motivate them to continue until Scrim tu habis.
Sebab itulah, kita orang tak pernah main untuk tournament sampai 3 minggu berturut-turut. So macam ini satu pengalaman yang baru dan satu orang kata cabaran yang baru, yang kita akan sahut sama-sama. Yoodo. Sebab apa? Sebab apa korang pilih Yoodo? Sebab apa korang pilih Yoodo? Cuba jawab sikit.
Yoodo. Okay. Taktikal dia semua kita nampak memang dia macam more than other teams in Malaysia. So we enable benda tu boleh buat. Team tu boleh lawan.
Kalau dia boleh, kenapa kita
tak boleh?
Yes.
Why need to run bila kita jumpa Yoodo?
Yes.
Satu lagi dia ada ni.
Dia ada siapa? Fredo.
Fredo dia penting.
Kenapa penting?
Kenapa penting? Nak naikkan lagi populariti. Terus bunuh Fredo.
Yes. Betul.
Kepada tim yang lain, okay, kalau kepada tim yang lain, kena cuba elak lah daripada jumpa Unbeatable kan. Korang dengar nama Unbeatable pun korang tahu dah. Tak dapat dikalahkan. Unbeatable. So memang korang tak boleh kalahkan. So elakkan daripada berjumpa, okay?
Dynamic. So since 1 bulan ni, the consistency tu nampak. Day by day, they keep improving. Sebelum ni memang baru masuk roster and kita still nak kenal masing-masing. So the progress is there.
Mati paling cepat mati paling cepat. Saya rasa yang ini. Walaupun dia in-game leader, tapi kita tak akan mati paling cepat. Tak tahu kenapa kan. Mungkin sebab kalau dia mati, dia nampak view lagi besar.
So dia boleh buat next strategy, next move macam mana.
Saja mati.
So dia kira tactical dive lah.
Tactical dive.
Yes. Mood maker, I think Afad. Sebab bila kita orang semua macam tengah gaduh apa, dia after game, dia akan call kita orang kali, dan dia akan cakap like we need to move this, kita kena biar je ni, kita reset this game, next game kita buat balik.
Even mati awal pun next game kena continue.
The mistake dia memang mistake, biar mistake, then kita buat balik.
Pass.
Kalau OG ada set, kita ada fight.
Set! Apa?
Okay, so saya as a student, so banyak masa saya kena bahagi dengan baik. Saya kena study betul, dan saya kena main Scrim malam-malam. So itulah cabaran saya lah.
So far sekarang ni kalau training, mostly biasanya kita orang akan ambil dalam 4 atau 5 jam. Yang itu yang betul-betul orang kata training lah. Betul proper training. So kalau yang lain tu just orang kata just play. Just play.
Assalamualaikum, ladies and gentlemen. We are right back for you here at PMPL PUBG Mobile Professional League 2020 Malaysia and Singapore, which is brought to you by none other than Tencent Games, PUBG Corporation, as well as Lightspeed and Quantum Studios. You guys are watching this live on Facebook Gaming. Nonetheless, I'm Chichu, and this is the charming Cloud, the cloudy guy with a very, very charming personality you guys can get to know of.
Wow, now it's charming now. Okay, this will test my dictionary as we go on the next 3 days. Okay, thank you guys for still tuning in, of course. Thank you so much for leaving lots and lots of comments. We truly appreciate you guys. And of course, now we are moving on to the next map, and next map will be I always call it the yummiest map because it always reminds me of candy. It is Vikendi on our next map.
Yeah, it's already blue on my side, which is gonna be the coldest map there is. The moment you guys have no clue which map is gonna be, just look at my background sometimes, just look at the colors behind. It's gonna be blue, which means Vikendi will be the next map. And when it comes to Vikendi or the small maps, we talked about this before, it's a wild card for every team out there. Speaking of which, I think week one, Bigetron kind of showed their dominance over Vikendi, but then they kind of fallen off the chart out of nowhere. They just kind of lost their way, and now it's nobody's game or anybody's game at this point, because Vikendi, one of the, I don't say smallest, but kind of a intermediate kind of a map with 6x6 kilometers for the map itself, but at the same time, there's a lot of towns and compounds and structure to play with.
And there is the maze, which we have still yet to see a circle at the maze area. And Chuchu with her evil grin out there is just like, yes, can we have a maze, please? I know it's so hard for us to get a maze circle, but come on, it's the last 3 days. To the PUBG gods, can you please grant us one maze finale? We'd like to see that, right?
I want to, yeah, like we talk about this so many times, you guys kind of got sick about it, but yep, at the same, it's fun to see somebody got lost in a maze, and at the same time the blue is closing in. It's like you have no way out, and then you got yourself in a dead end, you can't get out from that maze. It's pretty interesting, but it's so hard to have that circle landed on top of Dino Park, mind you that.
Dino Park. So Dino Park is, we can continue on wishing. We never know if our wishes are heard and granted. But on the side of the players, they'll be like, no, don't give us that maze. No, I know you're like evil. You want to see us run around like you know, like they're like how should I put it? Like it's like if you put like ants in like the ant box, and then you see them move around, and then yeah, it's almost similar to that.
The evil one is not me, okay? You guys have to give it to Cloud. He's more evil than I am, and I do know Rachel is the most evil in the chat if she's around here today. But the rest of the chat, you guys are doing great. Yeah, you guys, it's not just about the tournament battle things out. There's a lot of battle coming down on the chat section as well. It's so fun to watch.
Yeah, it's certainly entertainment all around here. But of course, all eyes again is on the tournament here. Team Secret, they didn't really do too well in their previous map. They did, obviously they got the chicken dinner during the Miramar match, but in the Erangel map, it looks a bit shaky for them. So it will be something, let's see their level of consistency as we go on to Vikendi. But the Dingoz just rise up from the dead, and way to go. Unexpected. Just the second game, Dingo's getting their chicken dinner on the board.
Yeah, and having, you know, I have to kind of get the topic back into this conversation again, which if it is it better for you personally, you think yourself, if you're a pro player, is it better to play alongside with your family or with the rest of the team inside of a gaming house right now? Because everybody is actually on a lockdown, so be sure to actually sanitize your hand frequently. Don't go out if you don't need to wear a mask. If you actually have to go out, and only buy your necessities when you go out, not more than one person are allowed. Be sure to do that dab, cover your face, or whenever you need to cough or sneeze. But yeah, back to the topic.
Well, I guess if it was me, when it's the game time, I like to be with my team. But if it's outside the game, I like to be with family. How's that sound? I don't know. Can I pick both? like bring family to the gaming house. Like that's a lot of people. Then that defeats the purpose of the whole thing, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
thing.
it's
If you
tough,
bring your
man.
whole family to the gaming house, that'll be a bit too crowded is one thing. And imagine if your parents see you actually shouting with your teammates regarding the next move in the game. They'll be like, oh, is this how my son or daughter actually be playing the game? This is really vulgar at that point, like kind of that impression, you know.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough call, right? Like in game, you want to be like, okay, focus. I want to put the do not disturb sign on my room. But at the same time, after the game, you just want to be like, oh, I want to be myself again. I'm no longer that soldier going for kills, and I just want to wind down, be the mommy's boy, be the daddy's boy, you know.
I think Cloud pretty much saying that he's actually the mommy's boy here. So good luck out there who's actually aiming for Cloud. You have to go through his mom first. But yep, that's the typical mom for you for the Asians. But back about the game we go. Vikendi, like he said, oh very sweet with a G26C around that emblem of that Vikendi. You're gonna have to wait and see who will get this wildcard game because these are your featured players.
Feature players, of course. April still at 9k chick, as well as Razor here on the charts. And here we go. Just look at their stats. I believe this is throughout this tournament only. So if you see 0 and you're nervous, like, hey, it's supposed to be numbers there. Don't worry. This is throughout for the grand finals only. And the flight path, it's gonna be tricky here.
More than tricky, I'd say that flight path really skewed on the west side. We've seen a lot of flight path being skewed a little bit more to the west of the map instead of going straight cut, making it fair for everybody. But no, it has to be hard for most of these players who dropping around Peshkova or Trevino have a long way to go. But that circle, that's a beautiful one. But at the current state of being living and how segregated they are, and those actually coming out from the west will have a long journey going to the east there. While Yoodo already plays himself at the southern. Same goes for Bapak Ah. We're looking at multiple teams that having a huge, like a kind of decent firepower, especially on the southern side there. Most of them are actually there, but the rest of them will a little bit separated from each other. Yep, for now we're gonna have to wait and see. Will they get themselves right smack in the middle for Team Secret for the next couple of minutes here? Because why? We do know if you're playing the inner circle way too much in a very small circle, there will be so many teams trying to get that out of your hands. But while hovering around Bapak Ah here, they are having great times. I think it's around on the southern side of a map, including this Bapak Ah team. They're looking over none other than which is number 7, Last Survivor. They had a rough run last game, but can they actually perform way better this one out? Because we've seen them the first team to be out. They cannot drop themselves way too soon for this run as well. And hovering around EVOS at the same time, just waiting for them to loot up. At the same time, looking at Last Survivor, he doesn't want to hover that one too long. He needs to be out from there. It's only one singular person of Last Survivor there. I'm surprised. Where are the rest of the team? And maybe he's actually playing the scout. Over here, we're hovering around none other than the team No Recoil and Tara. Team No Recoil and Tara apparently sharing the same compound while around Port. On the side, Zabava, Coal Mine, and Creatures. Here we have a couple of teams sharing this, including Last Survival again. That's kind of far when we see the one man on the side of Last Survivor a little bit far away from the rest of the team. It kind of surprises me, the fact that the middle of the map is really empty. Nobody gonna drop by Villa for now, but Team Secret is actually right smack in the middle of a circle. Again, will be another Secrets game, holding and playing this circle. When it comes to holding that circle, sometimes they just do exceptionally well than the rest of the team. But we're having some of the teams that playing on the southern side have a lot of team to go and pass through there to making sure they got themselves in the safe zone.
Yep, and now we do see here, looks like Atai 10K, he does have a micro Uzi with hand, and we do know how precious a micro Uzi is. But now look at this, Sinbi is just below him. Giveaway, and now the drop down, Sinbi has been knocked down by Atai 10K, will be finished off, and Sinbi becomes the first one in this map to be sent back to the lobby. Atai 10K with that preemptive strike, getting that kill onto Sinbi. Beautiful drop shot indeed.
And a beautiful micro Uzi working that one out because it's so hard to find a micro Uzi sometimes. But Atai have to be one of the luckiest ones to land himself a level 3 helmet and a level 1 vest at that. That was really close, but that an extra kill points for them. We do know they have high kill volume before, but can they get themselves one chicken in at least today?
They better do that. So just so that, okay, just to stamp that we can do pretty much positioning as well as killing people. But looks like we'll need to see here. Team No Recoil, now they are down by one team member. They need to make a rotation to another place. And now looks like Tara, they do have Ichong inside this house. Ichong needs to get away from this. Not going to be easy by numbers. Not on his side. And Tara, they are approaching Ichong. Ichong just behind the structure. Muffin just going there. Oh, yep. And there you go. Ichong will be finished off by the side of Tara. And they have this compound, unfortunately, for Last Survivor.
Now back to Team No Recoil. They are really low. Stewart at the same time try to regen. He doesn't have that much health anymore, but he got himself quite a number of utility wise. But last most Goku here, no helmet, really out in the open, kind of sandwiched between so many teams. Last Survivor, they stuck again in a very bad position during the early phase here.
Yeah, Last Survivor here looks like really not looking good for them, but Team No Recoil as well. Losing Sinbi also not a good start for them as well, but even worse for Last Survivor for now. They've been pinned back behind the stone. Ziggs as well as NSP, they don't have a vehicle to get away with, and we do see here, there may be a flank here coming on from the other side of Team No Recoil. Now, Aga trying to get a good angle here from the top of the hill, trying to find out where they exactly they are. Mosgoku looks like he will need to abandon ship. No choice but to hold on for positioning points.
And now back to Team No Recoil with the G36C, level 3 of everything. They want to get out from this and need covers, or maybe just finish off Last Survivor there if they want to. A guy already make a move, but NSP won't be revived. It's kind of hard for the Team No Recoil. Trying to help that one out. A guy at the same time bullying every single person, trying to actually help his teammate, but no way. Actually, they're gonna get this one now. It's Sumnus just pinning down and getting 2 kills. Simbi as a trade-off, but at the same time, it was worthwhile. Most Goku, on the other hand, will force to retreat into a very small hut here and small apartment. He cannot even flinch, not even having his helmet. That's kind of hard.
Not even a helmet. So, but 25 bandages. Okay, got lots of bandages there, but that won't last him towards the later part of the circle. I do worry for Mosgoku at this point, who needs to hang on for positioning for his team. And now moving over to Bapak Ah and Resurgence. Again, looks like they have sight on each other, but Bapak Ah, they do have a vehicle each, so they are very mobile at this point. They can get into Villa and maybe loot there if they want to, but they are passing this on to the next team who may probably end up there. And yep, let's see if they do end up actually stopping at Villa.
And back to Bapak. They are not performing well for now, but we can always be surprised by this team. They're having a very good firepower when it comes to their communication and teamwork, but seems like they're struggling a bit when it comes to the first 2 games today. But then when it comes to Bapak, they're always a little bit late when it comes to warming up and adapt to the game. Maybe they will performing later on, but back to Resurgence on the other hand. Another high firepower teams that we're talking about high kill volume every single tournament when they participate themselves into. But Resurgence, their problem is to get that positioning and to get that chicken dinner is always the bigger picture and the bigger issue for the side of them.
Yeah, positioning is it's not really their strength, I'd say. Their strength is probably taking fights, but not much opportunity for them to take those compound fights like what we used to see in the league. And now look at this Maisel. He's taking a really cold swim here in the waters. They still have all team members intact, but not sure where his team is at. They are having their own vehicles, but looks like he's doing the scouting work for his team for now.
And back to Geek Fam. Like, speaking of which, Geek Fam is like, well, sometimes they are performing consistently, but nowadays they're being a little bit quiet since, I don't know if you noticed, since the final week of the tournament itself, they kind of slowed down. But UI, we see he is actually being unleashed by none other than the team. Managed to take down one on Tara.
Yep, and Yuhai looks like, yes, he's been making the leaderboards here, and yes, they do have eyes onto Tara. Tara now being pinned back down. Aisha is getting the knocked onto Links, and Arm as well. X-Arms, Ling will be finished off by Aisha. So Aisha just needs to finish off the business, and Arm looks like they are in trouble now. Tara may be the first one to go out if this continues on. They only have one more team member left, if I'm not mistaken. While Team Secret, they're trying to go for the flank here. iShots just trying to get a good angle, but still not visible enough for him. But Tara is not going anywhere.
Like I said, it's so hard to get and to land that shots coming out from that sniping from iShots because there's so many structures for them to cover themselves with. While Yuhai, on the other hand, you let this monster on the loose, you're gonna have a lot of problem for the other teams because this boy, he's not even a man. He's okay, but he's more manly than all the other players out there who's playing because he is just so reckless. He has no fear or whatever doubt for himself at all. He just never hesitate and just spray whatever he can and take all the kills by himself.
Not at all. Basically, if he wants you dead, you're dead, you know, and this sort of thing. Like his mentality is just like, I want to get that kill and I will do whatever it takes to get that kill. Now, of course, that could be a big risk as well. Just because if he goes too far away from his team members could face a problem if they want to revive him, especially if he gets knocked. So it's a high risk, high reward thing, I'd say. Now, Resurgence, they do have this compound to themselves, trying to keep an eye over the hill there in case Bigetron, who is just across them, could make their way in, and we may see a compound fight here between these two teams.
Or they can just retreat back because we do know this is kind of early for them to get too aggressive into the fights because it won't benefit neither of this team right now, especially if they're not right smack in the middle of the circle. Team Secret, XPERT MY again hogging this circle right smack in the middle, but they didn't clutch that one out for the last game. They couldn't stand their ground back. Can they make it out this time? Well, we're looking at a couple of teams rotating a little bit late, including Geek Fam, ESG, Dingoz on the side there as well, a little bit on the eastern side. Seems like a little bit, there's a little bit coming out from me. The eastern path is very clear for them, so they will be A-OK for now. Team Secret, on the other hand, already take the high ground advantage. They're making sure they park themselves, got this fortress to work on, and it's a really wide field of vision they can get themselves here to cover every angle possible.
Yep, all those little bits, itsy bitsy bits from Choo Choo, just showing that she's not easily impressed again. And now, moving over to Matoy, he does have eyes on the side of XPERT MY. They are pinned down inside this house, which is not good if you're pinned down inside this. They could go for the flank, and we have seen Team Secret doing that before. They flank you from multiple angles. They take you out one by one, or they'll flush you out. Either way, it's not going to be easy for you if Team Secret manage to surround your compound.
At the same time, it's all down to Team Secret if they really want to force this fight out because, they are actually in the middle of circle. They can actually take this compound, but at the same time, they actually want to leave that high ground advantage. We're talking about they have structure to work with for XPERT MY, but at the same time, when it comes to having that visualization, it's not as wide having that higher ground. But back down to Bapak Ah with the micro Uzi on board. He's trying to get one down for Resurgence just across the map. That spray won't hit anybody with the red dot sight at the same time. Trying to get a couple of taps, but yeah, there's a lot of structure in between.
Yeah, tons of structure. Not easy to get eyes on the other side. But Bapak Ah, they do know Resurgence is there though, but well, all of them, they're pretty much in the circle, so they're still fine. So Bapak Ah, they're just spraying out, well, pretty much just like warning sprays, I can say, just to keep Resurgence at bay so that they don't advance any further, because we do know that Resurgence, they are good at taking compound fights. So Bapak Ah being in the compound, you don't want to have Resurgence doing that onto you now. Six taking a couple of shots there, but he will still be okay because he is in his compound with structure to protect him.
But you don't want to be too complacent. We talk about this cloud. When there's some teams trying to engage towards you or force you towards a fight, we've seen how the fallen, like we're talking about the bottom 24 back then, where they didn't even try to move or fan themselves out to get more information. That's not really a good result coming out from how they actually try to adapt to that fight. So yeah, is it okay for them to overstay themselves here? For the rest of the teams are actually getting themselves more loots and also the positions later on, because if you're too late into the party, especially a small map, you will gatekeep. You will get gatekeep for sure.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point there. While other people are having fun looting, you are just, Mexican standoff between you and one more team, right? So it's really not beneficial. It's not productive as well. So I do agree that, okay, yeah, at some point you need to make a move rather than staying there and being too passive, because other teams would just stock up and will have an advantage towards the later side of the circle. So hopefully they can do that though. They are somewhat in the circle, so they'll be okay for now. But can't say the same for EVOS VIP, because they do have someone to deal with on the other side. Looks like Tara, they're taking on EVOS one by one. EVOS now only have 3 team members left.
Lyrian tossing a lot of firing power on that side, and including that Molotov burning everybody out and forcing them to actually get into a corner. Muffin trying to get the visualization on from a different angle. Get one down. That's a nice spray there. Switch it on to G36C. I don't think that's what's wise, but he needs to switch it out because the magazine ran out just now. EVOS VIP tried to revive themselves among themselves, but at the same time, Tara knocked down one of the teammates. He lost a couple of members. There's only left Muffin here. Toss that smoke, trying to get covers from. Switches to Micro Uzi, get the VIP Razor across the corner. Just around the corner, you need to go and advance, but at the same time, a little bit hesitant. They have to sacrifice Lyrian at that point. They are a bit too aggressive when it's only 2 men on that side of a team, but Muffin got that car going, and that vehicle will actually save him, but can he actually get out on time? We're talking about EVOS, baby. All 3 men back and revive, reset themselves, and will try to actually hold that control for even further longer. Muffin, on the other hand, will force to a retreat to find himself a better position to hold on to until the very late game.
It's almost like just looking at the minimap, like left and right. It's wherever Muffin tries to go, there's always people around him. So it's going to be tough for him to find a good position, especially if he wants the security of the compound. So he may need to settle on for a open area with his vehicle. And now moving over to Resurgence, they do have Yoodo Gank just behind them. So it looks like a little bit of a sandwich situation here for the side of Resurgence. Yoodo Gank, they are still keeping the distance. It is still 16 teams here, ladies and gentlemen. So still minimum points if any team were to lose their standing. So nobody wants to let go of that for now.
But now hovering around you high, try to toss that nade, switch it to Micro Uzi straight away, going for a prone. You kind of get the idea this one team will engage towards him. He's a little bit careful this time. He won't be too aggressive or reckless like how he used to be, because this one team, which is Bapak Ah, one of the most fearsome team back then, number 1 in the previous standing throughout the league, but kind of fallen off the chart these days. Number 1 right now is still Dingoz, and we are not looking anywhere else here. There's no Dingoz so far, but Yoodo Gank, can they actually finally land themselves one chicken dinner? A lot of fans shouting out and also supporting this team here. One of them Legion favorites too, aside from Secret. But yep, there goes Strax trying to hover around, making sure that he covers the back angles for his teams.
Yeah, I totally agree that Yoodo Gang have not gotten their tournament kickstarted yet. So everyone's really anxious. I'm sure the Yoodo Gang fans now, they are really anxious to see their team do really, really well, especially for day 1. It's just like the momentum, right? They had a really good momentum on week 3, so hopefully they can carry on to this day 1. So far, we haven't seen yet, but then again, we have not rotated yet all the maps yet today. So this is a fresh new map. Could be a different performance here that we can see from Yoodo Gang. Now, look at this. Now, this is a migration. Last survivor, Mosgoku still hanging on there. The sole survivor for his team. Can he be the last survivor?
They were actually the first one to die. probably not the last one to survive, obviously the last game, but this time it will be probably a different outcome for this team. Speaking of which, like I said before, this is actually a wild card game or wild card map. We don't see any particular team that actually have dominance over Vikendi so far, but probably somebody will try to make a statement for the grand finals these days. N.E.D Brothers still surviving while FV Unbeatable playing it very safe. They have been playing very conservative when it comes to being very quiet, holding to that compound for themselves. Speaking of which, FV, they lost Matsabu already, so I don't know, I kind of have a deja vu moment here. I did actually had a dream before where I casted this game exactly as it is. So yeah, currently we're looking over Mini 14 with Aikido. Switches over to the sniper rifle. They are trying to be very careful, but at the same time, I don't like the fact that they're being overcautious here around Goroka, waiting for the next circle to appear. I think they have to make a move right now because you guys do know why. Bigetron is just around the corner. The moment they try to march in, they have to pass through Bigetron unless they're taking a longer rotation or the further rotation there. And even if they resort to that, they need to move right now ASAP. Well, looking at MK14, drop along rifles, SMG for the tactical stock there, and a couple of more goodness inside in that airdrop. Well, Bigetron is still hovering around thinking whether to take that airdrop or not. I don't think it's wise to actually step into that frozen river in between another team, while N.E.D, on the other hand, already engaged to an XPERT MY.
Yeah, XPERT MY and N.E.D now just across each other. We are still at 16 teams though, so both teams, they don't want to drop out. But look at this, another team actually is coming into the circle and could possibly be the third party in. But look at this right now. Apu is just trying to get a good angle here, but it's not going to be easy for them. They're just trying to just look left and right, just trying to see if they can see anyone actually running out. But the smokes is just not helping here. And the Molotov this goes out from the side of Atai, and now forcing Zane to actually make a move. Zane now, 1-on-1 with Atai, and Atai managed to get the knockdown on the Zane. And now they don't have the numbers on their side. The Molotov is the exit there now. The Molotov is out, and now we do see here Luxy getting the one knock onto Dylan. And now they're just trading it all up. Romeo trying to get the knockdown, but it's not easy here. They try to get off to Romeo, but Romeo still hanging on, but not for long. Romeo have been taken out from that other floor. They will continue with the revive. They will need to reset themselves quickly.
At the same time, we're looking at the third party across there. It's none other than EVOS VIP, who's waiting for the golden opportunity to wipe everybody out. But this is a free kill for N.E.D. One more to add into the basket. The Resurgence already engaged toward Team Secret. We're talking about everybody going to Great Migration here. Forced to squeeze into a very small area. Resurgence on the other end taking down on Biu and finish it off right away. Dingoz taking one out for Drax coming up from Yoodo. Secret getting on Resurgence and plays on finish off FG. It's taking way too long. Resurgence going against Team Secret. So Yoodo reverts it back to Dingoz, who got themselves lost but now being knocked down. Manparang tried to help the team, but Dingoz will be shut down and shut out here. N.E.D will be on his knees there outside being knocked down. Yoodo trying to go for more Dingoz. Suddenly the kill feed is going insanely fast.
Oh, insane in it, just like the blue circle now. Roby forcing all the teams to migrate quickly, but then who can get away from the shots of Lord here? Lord, the shots do connect a little bit, but not good enough there. First aid kit will be popped out by Lord, but they get cancelled for the revive on his team. Now that is his priority. So as you can see here, Bapak Ah and Bigetron, they are close by with each other. They are somewhat in the circle though, not too far away from them. And N.E.D, they have managed to make their way into the circle with a free pass, but not for long. Yeah, eyes onto Apo. Apo have been knocked down there from afar, and now they need to save Apo, but Apo is in a tough position.
At the same time, Samsy got finished off. That was a very long shot coming out from Resurgence. I am pro when it comes to sniping. I am pro knows best, and they got extra kill. That this circle is hard for most who coming out from the outside of it, which is going to be Villa. Villa is just a tough spot to play, and they will be hovering this Resurgence. EVOS VIP inside of it. Yoodo managed to squeeze himself in, but there's also Bapak Ah Jenny being the scout first, going in straight away, ramping themselves into Geek Fam. Bigetron Zali joins in too, and Nax is waiting for the right time to butt in.
Oh man, someone sent the invite now and everyone's into the party. And now Jenny looks like he's in trouble there, taking lots of damage. Now down to about 30% health, but then knocked down just right in front of him. Sent back to the lobby. Unfortunately for Jenny, Damru will do the business onto him. 6 now. Needs backup. Trixity and Bard. They are coming about. Oh, that explosion from Zali onto Trixity. And now they are left with 2 team members. Mappa, they are falling apart. Bigetron, they are outside the compound, but they are holding this as their own.
Bapak only have 6 for now. Bart really hoping, but that finishing off! 6 with a Gig 4-0, tossing that nade just now. Holy smoke, we didn't see that one coming from across the 4-0 side there. Tossing out the Molotov against Bigetron next. They are trying to fight one more team. They need to reset their magazines because it has been a lot of utilities that have been used, including that ammunition. On the side of Damrude, yeah, they try to toss another Molotov. There's a lot of bombs and nades coming out from them. They are trying to gatekeep this, making sure that the teams trying to force themselves in. Bigetron will be forced out there, and they are kind of separated for now. We're talking about also FD Unbeatable, just on the outskirts of the where Bigetron is, but they cannot advance forward.
Oh, now Bigetron looks like they are in trouble here. Hydra is low. Rocky is low as well. They are bleeding out here, but it's not going to be easy to go and help them. Zali trying to give that cover view. And now they will try to go for the revive here, as we can see. But unfortunately, Hydra will succumb to his bleeding. And Rocky is the only one that needs to be revived. Ikuda looks like he does see Team No Recoil on the other side. Trying to get the shot off, but does not connect enough. But now, oh, that long shot counter attack onto Ikuda. He has been knocked down. Beautiful play indeed. That was a good revenge there. Still at 9k. Trying to find a good angle for his opponents. But, okay, does not have a good angle there. While that, his teammates just need to reset himself.
With a micro Uzi on the ready, Sumnus will have to change, but it's still okay for the level 3 shredded vest there to hold on to. But at the same time, they only have a couple of stones to work with and a couple of vegetations in between. It's gonna be okay for them. But advancing there onwards is going to be a bigger problem. Axis on the other side don't have much people to cover all the angles. Bigetron Jolly tried to toss that here over Geek Fam. QB kind of sensed this one team here, but he tossed that in. Can it land it on QB? Clipped it a bit with the G26C already ready to engage, but he needs to heal himself for a bit. I could have managed to take down on still with 9k. 14 no recall. Didn't see that one coming. We're looking at Gaia and Sonus have to revive him. But it's kind of hard. We're looking at Bigetron, ESG, Axis, and EVOS VIP behind them. Team No Recoil having it really rough.
It's just so tough. Just look at this. On the left side of the screen now, Kuza is there as well, but he needs to get into the circle, and it's so much open space. And not sure if you have any utilities on his side, but it's going to be tough regardless. Now ESG, they are smack in the middle of the circle with a compound onto their advantage, so they need to use that properly, and they need to fend off opponents from multiple angles here. It's not going to be easy for them, really. And nothing is easy at this point. It is the 7th circle. Everyone needs to get in.
And when we talk about everybody, 7 teams left, 31 people alive, and I is down on Sumnus. Still at 9k as well. Bigetron Jolly won a chip of that side of Team No Recoil, but our guy has to stay alive. He's the sole survivor for now. He returned the fire back and punishing whoever tried to pick the fights onto them. And damn rude, trying to be super rude at a point. We're kind of missed Superlon being a Superman, but still ESG kind of have 4 men there. But Fredo, the explosion on Iron, bro, that's a huge one for his team. Geek Fam return on Superlon. With that kind of firing power from their side, they might just have this game as well. We're talking about ESG holding to that middle circle for a very long time.
Oh yeah, they are hanging on to this, but look at this chick. Managed to get the knockdown to Boyka and will finish it. Oh my goodness, that backup from Zolly. Boyka, though he'd be sent back to the lobby, but Zolly managed to get that one kill out of chick. That was well worth it. Oh my goodness, Zolly.
Oh, but it's not going to be enough because Zolly have to force himself out of here. It's a really small compound. He will deny himself probably or even have to first aid himself first. But at the same time, the blue is not being nice to every single player who's actually not inside of the zone, of the circle. And they are being forced to move. And we're talking about a really, really small circle. The 8th phase already into the game. We have so many players still playing. 14 players alive while 5 teams left here, and nobody is actually inside of circle except for one member of Yoodo Gank. This is anybody games, and now ESG anybody's game at this point, and Geek Fam taking down on ESG Bravo with a GT6C. QB managed to pin one down, but can they finish it with a clean kill? But QB got punished instead. Solly just have to butt in the very last minute.
Yeah, Zolly just had to do the business at the very last minute. Now, ESG Superland is still alive, though we have seen a great performance from him, calling him Superman. But then again, will we see a good performance again from him? Now, Yoodo Gank has 3 team members. Strax is the only one out now. Manparan has everything level 3 on his armor. But look at his damn root. Looks like he has Pemburu here visiting him, but damn root being the root one there. Take him in now, but Bravo now is coming in, but damn root again managed to secure position, but no, has to be a third party in by Voki. Oh my goodness, the only one that's more rude than damn root is Voki.
Voki just have to take that one now. That was a really nice kill across there, and that's a long shot distance at that point too. But ESG on the other end trying to take one down on for Yoodo Gank, but at the same time they're kind of hard to actually pin down by him alone. ESG bought up with another super run alongside of him, while Jumper trying to get out from them, but he got caught down there. Botak will be knocked out first and will be a clean kill. Jumper trying to finish that job, but it's so hard because Superlon is waiting for him to make a mistake. He climbed on top of that stone. It's really risky. We're down to top 3 right now, Cloud.
Oh yeah, we are down to top 3 here. 7 alive here. We do see a Supra still hanging out for his team, but just slightly outside the blue zone, I believe. So looks like he's tanking out the blue zone. Any move he makes right now will bring him out in the open, so it's not going to be easy for him. Voki now still trying to smoke out because they all need to get into the circle. I believe only Yoodo Gank is somewhat in the circle, but other than that, pressures onto RSG as well as ESG. Just so happened that they both end with G, so it kind of rhymes there, but who will get that chicken dinner?
Because we're talking about Yoodo Gank, one of the best teams out there still alive and well, but Resurgence is nonetheless one of the best firing power on that side too. They are actually very aggressive when it comes to force themselves into a gameplay. Yoodo with Resurgence on 2 teams left, 3v2 at this point, 3v3, sorry, and now they have kind of the same benefit for both teams, except for Resurgence having the higher ground. Yoodo already got smokes being popped in between there. Voki coming up from the flank. Fredo try to cover that angle where Voki is, and Mamparang having that scope on Small Boy and Y2K. Jumper trying to go and rotate from the flanks as well, but the blue is closing in. We're going to a very, very painful blue here. They are forced to advance, but Resurgence knocked down one. Jumper tried to advance. He was knocked down as well. Mamparang and Fredo taking against Voki. Can it be Y2K? Survive till the end, but Mamparang and Fredo try to get whatever they have left here. Can this actually Yoodo Gank's game? Y2K is really low. There's no more circle, and it's gotta be on the side of Yoodo Gank this time, taking away Vikendi chicken in on that side. That was a really close game.
Oh man, just when we were talking about Yoodo Gank needs to get that win for their team, here you go, the one and only Yoodo Gank getting their first chicken dinner for this grand final. So fans of Yoodo Gank, you guys can breathe a sigh of release. Yes, finally they got their chicken dinner today. It was a good tryout there for Y2K. For a moment there, I thought that maybe he could just heal it up, just to win that by healing. But then again, Yoodo Gank have the numbers. The moment they got one knock, they got the second knock. They know they have the advantage. They rush in, they try to clear it off, and there you go. The reward is, of course, a very yummy chicken dinner.
A very cold one, but yet very yummy and warm inside because